Всем привет! Welcome back everyone, I'm Kazak, and today I have a video which I've been planning ever since I started the channel, and that is a detailed video about the patches for the VKPO systems. So, with a bit of history, the uniforms for the VKPO have been adopted in 2015 with the order number 300, which also standardized the patches to pretty much what we see today, with some small differences regarding the generations of uniforms, which I will cover later. It's pretty much unchanged ever since, and I will give you a detailed breakdown of reading these patches. Okay, so we have moved the setup to the ground, and let's talk about the specifics regarding the patches. So we have a VKPO suit on the ground with full patches. The patches are as follows. Here is the Armed Forces of Russia patch, which just says Вооруженные силы России, which directly translates to Armed Forces of Russia or Russian Armed Forces. And when it comes to the specific coloration, the one I have right now is the field coloration, right? Which is dark green. In addition, there are colorful versions. Red background, red border, blue border. Blue border is specifically for VDV and other air-related service. Red one should be for the ground forces, but the naval infantry may also use it. So this would be the choice. I do not have. There is also a yellow border one for the Navy, which should be mostly used by the Navy. Originally, though, all of the patches would have yellow border, but this was changed. So right now we have the specific colorations. On the other side, we have the name patch. Last name, first letter of the first name, and first letter of the patronymic, which is a given kind of title or name based on one's father. Every person, every Russian person has the patronymic, even if the name of the father is not known, or for some other reasons it may be changed or set unrelated to the name of the father, but everyone will have it. But older generations of suits also had another Velcro strip right here, originally for placing awards and medals, and specifically not specifically the medals, but rather their other form as regular awards. Later on, they also developed blood type patches for that Velcro, which had a different shape than this, but it was dropped in the updated VKPO version. So blood type patches would look like this, exactly the same size and dimensions as the name patch and the Armed Forces patch. I have here one field version with the YMR background, and I have one like this, which is the yellow border on a dark green background. This is a version for the office uniforms for the ground forces. When it comes to the color patches, they may be sometimes rare to find, specifically for some branches of service, like the naval infantry ones. I've had a lot of problem to find, and they seem to be quite rare. In addition, I have also ones for ground forces and for the VDV. I've recently purchased the VDV ones, as I've purchased pretty much an entire set of VDV VKPO patches, and we will put some later on this uniform. So getting to the left sleeve, we have the patch of the branch of service, the main branch of service patch, which will indicate one's branch of service, just like the collar patches. though this one is more clear to see. So let me just grab some of the ones that would be placed on this spot, and we will talk about this, because there is also quite a lot to choose. Okay, I think this should be everything, specifically with this one already being here. So, starting with the ground forces, let me just locate it. This is the regular patch for the ground forces. Green background, red border, and take a look at the specifics of the eagle, as it's holding a sword, and the I'm not actually sure what this one is supposed to be, a fiery ball, right? But this will indicate one being a soldier of the ground forces. Red background and this specific image of the eagle. It's going to be different for every branch of service. This is a field version. This is the, I guess, official office or parade version. But I will also have ones for the Navy, the parade ones for the Navy. So let's actually go over this right now, because I do not have a field ground forces version at the moment. So when it comes to the Navy, the regular one for the Navy is going to be yellow background on yellow border on black background, like you see right here. In addition, specifically the naval infantry should have black background and red border, but I will put photos of this. I have seen soldiers, naval infantry, wear version like this: black background, white border, which I'm not actually sure what this one is specifically should be meaning, but it's quite often visible with naval infantry, even though this is the correct one. This is the field version, as I've said, green, and as you can see, the design is different between these. The shape of the badge is different. There is no flag, and the eagle is bigger, and there is the text Russia on it. In addition, while we are talking about Navy, let's also show something interesting unrelated to these three, which is the Navy aviation version. I do not use it pretty much because I do not believe there is a correct patch for the right sleeve to use with this. So I just have this one, this version. It's indicated. You can see that it's very much different from other versions because it has a blue border, but the eagle has the anchors, which is a symbol of the Navy, which differentiates this from the versions for the airspace forces and the airborne forces, which would not have the anchors, and the background color would be different. I will get to that very soon. But before that, I have one more related to the Navy which I would like to show, and it's this one: green background, red border, and anchors. Pretty much the same thing as this one, but there is a green background. I'm not specifically sure if this one is actually used. You can also see that the anchors are different color, but this is pretty much a matter of these patches. The anchors may be silver or gold, yellow. It shouldn't be big of a matter, but the green background, it's not common to see these used. I don't know if I've ever seen one actually used by a soldier, but they exist, and you may sometimes find them. They're an interesting grab to get, different from the standard black background ones. So, finishing with the Navy, let's go to the VDV, to the airborne forces, because I also have patches for the airborne forces. Starting with this green background, light blue border. You will notice this VDV symbology is the light blue, so you will see this on other patches as well. Field version, the same as this, but the eagle isn't holding two anchors, but instead is holding a sword and this kind of orb with wings, which is a VKPO symbol again. And the last version, which I've gotten recently, is the blue version. Light blue border on dark blue background. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear cars in the background. I have changed the location of recording. I wanted to try out something new, and I'm quite close to a busy street, busy road outside of town right now. So blue background, blue border. This would be the office and the parade version for the VKPO. This would be used on this green background one should be more of a thing to be used on uniforms like this. Now this should be everything for the left sleeve, so we should get to what will be the largest category, which is the right sleeve, because I have a lot to talk about. So first of all, let's start with this one. This one is not for VKPO. As you can see, it's round, it's not a rectangle. This one is before VKPO was introduced, but it has Velcro. Soldiers would sew Velcro to the sleeves of their older uniforms to put Velcro patches if they were issued Velcro patches. So it would be patches like this. This one specifically references the 183rd Guards Molodiechno anti-aircraft missile regiment, and soon you will also learn to decipher some information on the patches. Ignore the anchor. This is not a Navy or Naval infantry specifically unit, but it is very much related to the Navy. It's a unit dislocated in the Kaliningrad Oblast, which is very much a Navy-oriented place. So it has the anchor and the symbology of the Baltic Fleet, but it's not a Naval infantry unit. So, what can we decipher from this unit? Starting from these orange lines, this indicates the guard's status, or guard's honorary title, which is given to units that have distinguished themselves in combat operations. The guard's stripes, or the guard's ribbon, is related to the St. George's ribbon. You can of course see the similarity because it is the same. It was first introduced, the guard's title was first introduced during the Great Patriotic War for units that have distinguished themselves in combat. Originally, guards units were prioritized to receive new equipment and were considered to be more elite units. Nowadays, there is a lot of guards units, and pretty much all of them would be, units that are more combat, more so related to direct combat, would receive new equipment pretty much equally. So of course, artillery units would not be prioritized to that. So yeah. What can we also read from this? You can see this ribbon here. This one references the order of Alexander Nevsky. You can read what rewards does a unit have only from the patch. This one is the order of Alexander Nevsky. You can also read the unit's honorific title of Molodiechno. But this is not a VKPO patch, so let's get into actual VKPO patches. So let me just grab the correct one, which I should talk about now, because I have a lot of them prepared. Should be this one. This one is the 152nd Guards Brest-Warsaw Rocket Brigade, and as you can see, it has the Guards coloration, the ribbon around it. it also has orders here. So what are these orders? This is the order of Lenin, this is the order of the Red Banner, and this is the order of Kutuzov. And you can read this as many orders that as a unit has. It can be read. The only thing, if a unit receives two of the same order, which we will get to, you cannot see it. So at that point it's learning the specific title of the unit if you want to have the full title. Next up we have the 244th Nieman Artillery Brigade. We can see the orders. Red Banner, Suvorov and Kutuzov. As you can see, it does not have the guards ribbon around it, and it's not called a guards unit. Pretty much simple. Let's continue to the next one, which is this one. Insterburgskaya, right? Which is the 79th Separate Guards Insterburg Motorized Rifle Brigade. And the two orders are Red Banner, which is, in this case, this is a 2 times Red Banner unit, but it's, as I said, it's not possible to see it on the patch. And also Suvorov. This is the first actual infantry unit, motorized rifle unit. The previous ones were artillery and, yeah, pretty much artillery and related stuff. It's quite simple once you get the hang of it. But this time we have a difficult one. As you can see, the patch is multicam. It may not be easy to get multicam patches, but with the adoption of VKPO 2.0 and 3.0, some amount of multicam patches for the VKPO system was made, and I happen to have this one. So what is this unit, and what can we read from this patch? From this patch, actually, we cannot read pretty much anything because it's a field version, doesn't have coloration, so we cannot read even what the orders are on it, and we can barely see the text. But this is the 7th Separate Guards Proletarian Moscow-Minsk Motorized Rifle Regiment, and the orders are Order of Lenin, Order of the Red Banner 2 times, Suvorov and Kutuzov. This unit has a lot of orders and a lot of titles. The guards ribbon can be seen, but it's very difficult to distinguish what it is if you do not know what to look at. Next up, we have something different with Arkticheskaya, the 80th Separate Arctic Motorized Rifle Brigade. This one does not have the guard's honorary title, nor does it even have any orders. But it does have a honorific, which I wanted to show, and this one actually is related to something I have shown you, which I hope you paid attention to at the time, which is this one. They have green background. Yeah, that's pretty much all of it for this unit. Next up is a very much known unit, which many of you will recognize for their deeds in recent combat, and that is the 45th Separate Guards Special Purpose Brigade, SPN, or Spetsnaz, if you really just want to sound fancy, but in reality do not know the specific of what Spetsnaz means. Part of the airborne forces, the 45th Brigade is known for their operation of landing at the Gostomel airfield at the beginning of the special military operation. So when it comes to the unit, what can we see from the patch? I have both a parade, or I guess office related official patch, and the field version. They are identical outside of coloration. So we of course can see the guards honorary title of the unit. We can also see orders of Kutuzov and Nevsky, right? We've seen the order of Nevsky, for example, on this patch. and as you can see, the color is pretty much the same. There are small differences in how it was sewn, but it's the same order. It references the same order. The same here, but you cannot see the colorations. Also, you may notice previous units were infantry. So it was green background and red border, while in this case the border is light blue because the 45th Brigade operates within the scope of the airborne forces. Next up we have another VDV unit, which this patch is rare to get, but how to properly talk about it. At the time when this patch was made, the unit was called 56th Separate Guards Don Cossack Air Assault Brigade, which it had the Order of the Patriotic War, and that's what you can see. This is the version for parade, for office version, more like for parade, with the blue background and light blue border. But nowadays, actually since December 2021, this unit is actually called the 56th Separate Guards Don Cossack Air Assault Regiment, and also has received the Order of Kutuzov. So the patch would change, because it would no longer be called Donskaya Kazachi, but Donski Kazachi, because it's not Donskaya Kazachi Brigada, but Donski Kazachi Polk. You probably can guess why I got this patch and why I specifically wanted to get a set of patches for this unit, and that's because of the honorific title of Don Cossack. Also, maybe interesting to mention that this patch, this unit actually goes into the structure of the 7th Guards Air Assault Division mountain. It's not a standalone unit. Next up, something that I may show you is the very much official patch for the Leningrad Military District, which until February of 2024 was called the Western Military District. It's basically the military structure of Russia. This is the, I guess, the first kind of division that the Russian armed forces goes through, which is the military districts. So why is this specifically here, and why am I talking about it within the unit patches? That's because some soldiers would use a patch of the military district, just like soldiers from the Navy, or I guess the naval infantry as well, can use patches of their specific fleet instead of the unit patch, which in this case I have the patch for the Black Sea Fleet, because I focus on a unit of the Black Sea Fleet's naval infantry. So now let's talk about exactly my unit, which is the 810th Separate Guards Naval Infantry Brigade, which has the Order of Zhukov on this patch, because this patch is not the current one. The current one would also include the Order of Ushakov. This patch has also changed throughout the years, as the unit received the Order of Zhukov, which is this beautiful Russian flag ribbon, in 2016, received the Guards title in 2018, and received the Ushakov Order in 2023, which is not visible in this patch. It would be suitable until the unit received this order, so this patch is actually correct for Battle of Mariupol. And as you can see on the sleeve, I have the field version of this patch, which is the same, but in full green. While we're on the topic of the naval infantry, some soldiers of the naval infantry will prefer to use standard patch with just the anchor. Usually it's like this black background, red border and yellow image. In this case this is a field version. They would use it instead of the patch of the unit, or in this case this is a patch for the coastal artillery of the Navy, of the naval infantry, I'm sorry. In addition, I have also one more patch to show you regarding these uniforms. The patch for the military intelligence or the combat reconnaissance, if you prefer it. WSRF, Wojenna Разведka. I do not have other patches for this, just this one, but it would be used with related patch on the left sleeve and bat patches on the collar. So this is everything, all the patches that I wanted to show you. So we can, for example, change the patches that I have on this uniform to the VDV ones, just for showing. So let's take off all of them. I will leave the name patch because I do not have any other name patches. You might ask why I do not have other name patches and other colorations or something like that. And that's because those require custom order. They are made to order, while others I can just buy online or from physical friends. I will choose the patches for the Don Cossack unit because I have a full set of blue patches for this unit. So on the right sleeve, unit patch. Then I have here the collar patches, which will go right here on the collar. Next up, let's get the Armed Forces stripe and place it here. Last but definitely not least is the blue collar branch of service patch, which will go on the left sleeve. So it's done. The only thing that isn't changed is the name patch because I do not have a blue one. Like I said, I only have this one. I should in the future get my hands on some other colorations, but it's basically the same as this, so I decided I do not need to get it for this video. Simple, right? Well, let's get a different uniform, because there's one more thing. This is the Windbreaker from the VKPO. It's the cheapest item that has this slot. As you can see, it's pretty much the same. And then you notice this. As I've explained in the video about the VKPO, the original version included a small Velcro patch right here. Well, and what is this for? For this very specific patch. So, what else would be placed here? Pretty much everything is literally the same. So let's take, for example, the Naval infantry set, and let's put the Naval infantry set on this. And where it actually begins to change, which is this sleeve, because on this sleeve you will notice you have a flag of Russia finally, because as you've noticed, the field patch does not have any kind of a Russian flag, so they designed this small flag to fill this purpose. But at some point they decided this is not really useful, so they got rid of it. But yeah, this specific version also has the colors of the Russian flag, but it's not going to be as visible as a full-on big Russian flag on these patches. At some point they just decided they don't need it and they stopped making them. The only exception is the Windbreaker, which the new examples did not receive this change for some reason, but the Windbreaker itself has seen very little usage from my research, so it didn't really matter that much. Other uniforms of the new production do not have this place for Velcro. I might actually just show the tags on this. Again, there's no problem, I can just show the tag on this uniform. It was made in 2015. But so yeah, it would make it the old generation, but even the new production Windbreakers would have this Velcro patch with this Velcro spot. I believe this would be everything for the VKPO patches. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with your friends, share your thoughts in the comments. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. And I will see you again next week. Bye!